Is all over the story. Jeff joins us now for more.
Thanks, Sean. Let's now discuss this story with the cricket writer Zahir Adams. G'day, Zahir. Firstly, let's just look at what does this breaking news, once the shock value has settled down, mean for the state of the game in our country?
G'day, Jeff. I think today it's a big day in South African cricket. It's a sad day. The fact that 4 players have been handed these lengthy suspensions, especially a guy like Thomas Solokele, who's been an icon within cricket and especially the community he comes from. And therefore, it's a sad day in terms of what's happened, but a good day in terms of the fact that these players have been found and they've been now, and the justice system has prevailed and they've been sentenced. So it's a step forward, and it's the first time that, besides Ghulam Bodi, who was the ringleader named a few months ago, that we have names now. We actually know who the perpetrators have been.
Let's just look at the competition that these transgressions occurred at the Ram Slam T20. It is the way that, or the future of the game. What does this mean for the competition, the shorter version of the game?
I think in terms of the Ram Slam T20, we asked that question too. We posed that question to Arun Logat, the chief of Cricket South Africa, especially in the time where the Ram Slam wants to be. It's basically they're trying to make it bigger. They're trying to have it sit alongside the IPL and the big bashes of the world, and therefore attracting sponsors and broadcasters would obviously become a challenge when these type of things are transpiring. But Harun's quite confident that Cricket South Africa continues to attract the sponsors and are able to build a brand. And now that these guys have been caught and found and basically named and shamed, as they say. So the fact that the T20 league can still go forward, the growth of the tournament.
Clearly, Zahir, this match fixing is a deep-seated problem in the game. What do you feel needs to be done as a further deterrent, aside from these lengthy bans, to prevent players from falling into this trap?
I think cricket players are much... the sad state of what's transpired today is the fact that since the days of Hansi Cronje and what happened back in 2001, the cricketers are provided with so much information and so much education regarding match fixing and spot fixing and the various different types of fixing that you get along and what they are required to do to prevent these type of things. I think in terms of international cricket, it's definitely been exposed and players are aware of the basically the repercussions. Well, but now it's come down to domestic cricket as well, so which is basically a new breeding ground, and other players should definitely be aware of the dangers that possess, and when guys get bans like 12 years, and remember, it doesn't just involve the actual playing of the game. It's now you're not allowed to coach, you're not allowed to commentate, you're not allowed to be involved in any form of the game. And for many guys like Solokele and Mabalati, who was reaching the end of their careers, that's basically their income. So it's definitely something to really consider, the fact that you are not allowed to touch the game in any form in any form, and that should be a deterrent for any player going forward.
Zahir, then I have to ask you lastly, you have your finger on the pulse of most cricketing matters. Is this just a case of scratching the surface as far as more players being exposed?
I think it's it's not unique to South African cricket. We got to understand that match fixing, we're dealing with human beings here and money, and wherever that's been, there are dangers that pose, and across the world in all forms of the game, and not just cricket. We've seen in tennis recently, we've seen in golf. These are things that human beings are fallible to. So for us to think it only happens in cricket, I think that would be unfair towards the code. I think that definitely players should carry more responsibility and know the repercussions. Arun Logat has said in the media conference we've just had that they have to hand it over to the authorities, and under South African law it could possibly face jail sentences. So like the Pakistani cricketers did in 2009. So that's something that definitely is something to look to, how can I say, as a deterrent for cricketers to be aware of.
That was cricket writer Zahir Adams talking to us about the match-fixing scandal. It's back to you, Sean, at the news desk.
All right, thanks very much, Jeff. And of course, our sports team is all over the story. We'll have updates for you throughout the afternoon and evening.